everyone, it's Emily. Welcome back on my channel. Today's video is going to be a decluttering video of my eyeshadows. So I'm going to be going through a couple different drawers and you will see a bunch of my eyeshadows. Those are singles. I know I have like small palettes and then I have big palettes. So yeah, it's ridiculous. I just want to get rid of some. I know I'm going to keep way too many, but I want to test them, play with them. I like collecting them, so I'm okay with it. And so these are some of the makeup palettes that are already out in my collection. There's a huge box in my wardrobe right now, which I just can't get out. It's too big. Where there's a bunch of products that I'm including giveaways. So this is just like representing that pile. So trust me, these are like backups or just products I know I'm not going to use compared to the other ones that I have. So I didn't want to touch them. So they're untouched and everything. So yeah, there's a bunch more, but this is just part of it. Okay, so let's start with the first drawer, which is single eyeshadows and like glitters and stuff like that. I don't buy a lot of single eyeshadows like ever, and I don't receive a lot either. So this hasn't changed that much since last time, but I do want to try and organize it a little bit better because it's a little bit of a mess, as you can see. But yeah, let me just show you the brands and then let you know what happens with them. The Wet n Wild single eyeshadows, totally keeping them. They are being reformulated, but I am going to keep those until that video so I can show you comparison between the new formula and the old one. So these will stay for sure. I really like them. They're super affordable, but like high quality. I have a few of the Urban Decay ones. I really like their duochrome one. Like this one, this is Fireball. I can't seem to find Tonic, which freaks me out because it's my favorite one. So I'm keeping them. I'm keeping the Ardency In eyeshadows. They are not sold at Sephora anymore, I believe, but they are really good. So if you can still find them, I highly recommend them, especially Rose Gold. This one is amazing, so definitely recommend it. This is one of the e.l.f. Press Mineral Eyeshadow in the color, is it, what's your name? Yeah, what's your name? This is a fantastic just mauve crease shadow that I'm obsessed with. So if you're looking for like a affordable version of that, like the Lorac mauve color, this is super similar, so keeping. Okay, next. I adore the NYX Prismatic eyeshadows. Oops, I have another Urban Decay one. They're really great. I believe one of them, yeah, this one exploded, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. But if you're on a budget and if you're looking for just great eyeshadows in general, I totally recommend these. They're so pigmented. They have a few shades that are also duochrome, which is fantastic, but like all of these are my favorite single eyeshadows. Oh, this is the matte ones, but another one. I'm a little torn with this one. This is the L'Oreal one. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the e.l.f. one that I just showed, but it's a bit lighter. I like the idea of it. I like that it's like in between like a brow bone color and a crease color on me. It's perfect, but the texture is almost too like creamy moussey for my taste, so I feel like it doesn't always blend nicely on my eyelids. My eyelids, I feel like I'm always struggling with blending, so I think this one will go. Two of the NYX matte eyeshadows are really great also. I don't reach for like singles very often, but when I'm looking for that perfect matte shadow, I feel like these are really great. I have some of the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow, and I don't know about you, but I keep hearing that these are being discontinued, and I asked L'Oreal and they're not. So I don't understand why everyone says that, because they are not. There's a few that I really enjoy, especially Brown's Taupe, which I believe has a different name everywhere or something, but this one is really great. Totally keeping it. This one is the Hourglass Beige. It's just a classic beige color. I feel like I don't reach for the pink very often, but like this one is like perfect for like Valentine's Day or something. I have two of the Maybelline 24-hour, like their cream eyeshadow. I have Tough as Taupe and Barely Branded. They're both really great. They're dupes for the MAC one, the MAC paint pots, but these are dried out, so I'm gonna have to get some more. I have random stuff that should not be here, like the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I really did enjoy that mascara. I do have a video on it. The YSL, oh, their brow marker. I had filmed a video and never posted it because it was such a fail. But this is like a horrible brow product, so I'm getting rid of this, even though it's not eyeshadow, but it's in the drawer, so I might as well talk about it. The Essence I Heart Coloring, this is basically their eyelid primer. It's not bad, but I don't really love it. So I don't think I'm gonna keep it. I do like using this LA Girl Pro Primer. This is just basically black eyeshadow primer. It just makes everything stand out. Definitely keeping that one. I have the MAC Rubenesque Pink Pot. I've had this for so long. It is completely dried out, but I used to love this. I feel like everyone used to love this, but it is time for me to back to MAC it. Okay, so I put you in a little further because I think my camera is gonna focus a little bit better. So I have a few of the Milani Bella eyeshadows. They're really great. I have the shade Bella Cappuccino, Bella Cafe, Bella Ivory, and Bella Copper. I have this limited edition MAC Full eyeshadow in Feminine Wiles. I'm kind of torn because it's really pretty, but I don't... never mind, I swatched it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell. The lighting isn't the best, but like, this is just so pretty. I can't get rid of it. It's like a really light, shimmery, pinky, like sparkly color, like a ridiculous sparkle, but when I'm in that mood, it's perfect. Okay, I'm doing a really bad job at getting rid of anything. I have a few of the Makeup Geek pigments. My pencil form of the Barley Beige is still good, so I'm keeping this. I'm keeping the glitters from NYX because they're really, really great. I don't use glitters that often, but when I do, these are really perfect for that. I have a few MAC pigments. A few single more. This is the Lorac one I was mentioning. What was the color? Yeah, it was mauve. So this is basically the one that the NYX, the e.l.f. one is a dupe of. Totally keep it. And last but not least, in this drawer, I think I'm going to be removing this MAC Crush Metallic Pigments. Oh, so you can see it better. Look at this. It was so pretty. So I think I'm going to get rid of these ones because they were limited edition and I've had that forever. So that's going to be it for this drawer. I didn't get rid of that much, but I mean, I didn't have that much to get rid of to begin with. So this is supposed to be my small eyeshadow palettes, but realistically speaking, it's a mess, so I don't even know what's in there anymore. I did grab everything that was everywhere and just shove them in the drawers, so it's usually not that bad, but I do want to get rid of some. I already have, like I said, on the floor a couple ones and a couple in my box that just never made it to my collection, but I still want to remove a couple from here because there's just too many. Let me grab a couple that I know I'm not keeping. I have a few of those Milani Fierce Foil Eye Shines. These were kind of a mess. They were like kind of creamy, but kind of just not pigmented when you actually swatch it on your hands. So not keeping those. I have a MAC palette. I believe this one was limited edition. It was sent to me. This one is the Solar Glow times 9. So I think I'm going to just include it in a giveaway instead because I'm not going to use it enough to justify keeping it. So I think I'm going to make someone very happy instead. Natasha Denona palette. I've used it a couple times. I don't think it's necessarily worth the price that these are, but they're really, really great if you can afford it. Here. I have a few of the Maybelline Eye Studio palettes. They're like 4 colors. They're really good. I do like it. Recommend them. I'm going to be getting rid of this one though. I used to use this a really long time ago before they like changed the format of it, but I haven't touched this in a really long time. This one is the Eye Smokes, Stylish Smokes, Natural Smokes palette, so it's gonna go. I have a bunch of the Wet n Wild palettes, totally keeping them for the video that I'm planning on doing that I just mentioned. But realistically speaking, this one I don't reach for enough to justify keeping it. It's super pigmented if you like blues and like blacks, but I just use this like not even once a year, so yeah. Walking on Eggshells, Silent Treatment, Petal Pusher are definitely staying. I like the CoverGirl True Naked Roses. They are not super pigmented, so I know why some people complain about them, but I have light skin tone and this is enough. When I want to wear pink, I can't go too dark because otherwise I look like I have pink eyes, so this is great for me. Same thing with the nude. I probably don't need both, but I do like it. So far I'm going to keep it. We'll see whatever I'm left with. So I have a few of the Maybelline ones. The blush nude, if I have to choose between the CoverGirl one, the Maybelline one, I'm going to go with the CoverGirl. So this one's going to go. This one is the 24K nudes, basically more like smoky eyes. It is good if you like smoky eyes that aren't overly pigmented again. But I don't reach for it over other things, so I think I'm going to pass it. Same thing with the Rock Nudes. This is the old NYX trios that they used to have. I love this. This is why I kept it even though they're not sold anymore. But since I did my last decluttering video like a year ago, I have not touched this once. So e.l.f. eyeshadow palette. Their eyeshadows are actually good, but do you see this, like the size of these? It's so hard to get in there with a brush or even use my finger to apply them. So I'm gonna pass them. The quality is fine, it's just annoying. This one though is really good. This is the e.l.f. Mad for Matte 2, which, okay. These are really, really great. If you want eyeshadow palettes from e.l.f., I definitely recommend these like 10 eyeshadow palettes. They're really fantastic quality. Like if I swatch one, like you can see. And this one is all matte, so obviously super, so you can see. So definitely recommend these. I have another one. This one is the Prism eyeshadow palette. This one are all shimmery. This one is also very good too. I prefer the matte one, or like just these 10 over these like 6 eyeshadow palettes, but it's still very good. This is the old Wet n Wild palettes, which again, this one I kept because I wanted to keep it because I'm hoping that they're gonna come out with it again, but they haven't in like 4 years, so I think it's time for me to just get rid of it. I have other eyeshadow palettes, otherwise I would keep it because it's like perfect, but I have too many. This Illamasqua palette, I like it in theory, but I don't reach for it very often enough. I do love this color though. Like it makes me want to keep the palette just for this color. It's like a mauvey purple brown. I don't know, the color is really gorgeous, but I don't think I can justify keeping the whole palette just for one eyeshadow. So maybe I'll depot it or something if I can figure out how, because this is really thick packaging. So I'll see what I can do with this. That eyeshadow is just so pretty. Like look how pigmented that was. Urban Decay Naked Basic, don't need the box, but do need the eyeshadow palette. But I'm definitely keeping this one. This is like basic eyeshadow palette that basically everyone should need. This one was the Maybelline the City Mini palette. The Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette. This one was the purple one. And I feel like I haven't reached for it a lot. But now I'm realizing, I thought for a second it was super similar to the Illamasqua color, but I feel like this would go very well together. But I need to use this and decide what I think, if I need to keep it or not. It's gonna happen with a few palettes. I just haven't used enough recently to decide how I feel about them right now. But Lorac Protego palette. This is great. Totally recommend this. You have like 6 shadows on one side, and then you have 2 blush and a bronzer on one side. Totally keeping this. Then the Lorac Pro Matte, also something I really like. Totally keeping this. I love the formula of the Lorac eyeshadows in general. This is the Bare Minerals eyeshadows. What happened to their eyeshadows? Because I feel like everything has been discontinued and they're really good. Like if I do this, can you see it? How gorgeous are these? This is the top shelf. For some reason my camera refused to focus when I go close, so we're gonna go with this. But these are really great formula. I don't understand why nobody talks about them, but when I looked under on the Sephora website, I feel like I can't find any or barely any eyeshadows from them. So let me know if you have any idea what's going on there. NARS Kalahari duo. Love this. I have some of the NYX Lid Lingerie and Cosmic Metals. I do like these. I feel like these two palettes go very well together too. This one is the all matte one. So very, very pretty. I have this YSL palette. I don't think I'm going to be using this enough to justify keeping it. And I feel like this would be a great gift for someone. So I think I'm going to be gifting this to someone or adding it to giveaway. This is the Couture palette. Just 5 color ready to wear. I don't know what the name was, but this is very, very nice packaging. I have this Stila Perfect Me Perfect You medium tan blush eyeshadow palette. It's gorgeous, but this was in my Get Ready With Me decluttering makeup, deciding if I was keeping products or not, and I decided to not keep it. So yeah, I think it's gorgeous, but I don't think the colors are unique enough and work well enough for my skin tone for me to keep them. But if you have tan skin and you're looking for an everyday like eyeshadow and like blushes, this is gorgeous. So I think I'm going to be gifting this to a friend. I have so many of these sleek eyeshadows, but they're so good that it's hard to just not keep them all. So I want to try and get rid of like one. I know it's silly, but I've been keeping them for so long and I really, really like them. Maybe not keeping. Oh, this is their like old school one too. They had that like detail on the eyeshadow. So Au Naturel is gorgeous. Snapshot All Night Long. Ultra Matte Volume 2, which I feel like I'm keeping it for this color, which I already have. So maybe this one can go, although I really like this one. Okay, maybe. The original one. And this one is the Storm one. Okay, so I'm actually going to be getting rid of these three, which I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm doing it. Now, big eyeshadow palettes. Yeah, there's so many. Oh, here's the Naked 2 basics. So this one can go up here with the other one. So this one is a mess. It's going to be ridiculous, but I want to try and get rid of some. I feel like every time I do a decluttering video, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do well, and I ended up doing pretty well every time, but I feel like this one is going to be for real, not that well, but we'll see. Actually, so far I'm doing pretty good, so okay, more sleek eyeshadow palettes. That one shouldn't be there. Oh, I'm totally keeping this one. This one is A New Day. Lorac Pro palettes, I love, like I was saying, their formula. This one I don't reach for very often. You're seeing my bookshelves. I could probably get rid of it, but I think I'm going to keep it for a little while longer and decide what I think. I have the Smashbox Pro Matte Eyeshadow Palette. I feel like I haven't used this a lot, but I'm going to give myself a chance to do so. Obviously keeping my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. Naked Heat palette. Lorac Pro, although my purple completely exploded. Tartelette palette by Tarte, yes. Tarte Just Peachy, which very recent in my collection, love. Lorac Pro 3 palette, I like it. I feel like I haven't reached for it a lot, but I need to, it's really pretty. Too Faced Chocolate Bonbon, I have not touched this in a really long time, so I need to like put it on my desk and force myself to use it because it's a really pretty cool tone eyeshadow palette for sure. I'm doing really badly so far. Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basic, love. Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. It's great. I haven't reached for it in a long time. I've been neglecting my eyeshadow palettes. Let's just be real. Every time I'm like too busy, I always skip eyeshadow, which I need to not do anymore. Actually, here's the other Wet n Wild palette. Keeping this one. Comfort Zone, awesome. Last year, I was not sure if I was getting rid of the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette. I kept it, and honestly, I'm getting rid of it. It's gorgeous, but I don't think the eyeshadows are any different than other palettes that I have. I feel like this is just going to make a friend happier than I will, plus the packaging is amazing. So, Laura Mercier Eye Art Artist palette. It's super pretty purple eyeshadow palette. The Tarte Natural Love eyeshadow palette. I have not even touched it, so let me know. Do you think I should keep it or not? I'm like tempted to touch Kitten. It's so cute, but I don't know. So this is gonna be the vote of the video. Should I keep this or not? Let me know. I have the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette. It's a really, really gorgeous palette, but I don't wear colors that often, so I think I should just do a giveaway with this one because I haven't touched it. And I have the other electric palette, so I think I'm gonna keep this and do a giveaway with this one instead. For anyone that doesn't know, this is what the electric palette looks like. The Da Bomb Nude Dude and Nude Tude eyeshadow palettes. They're gorgeous eyeshadows, but I just don't reach for these like ever. So I think I'm just gonna make someone happy instead. L'Oreal La Palette Nude is gorgeous. It is expensive though for drugstore, but I do think it's a great option. I have this Stila, again, like cheek and eye palette. This one is in the color Fair Light. Those are really gorgeous colors, but I do have that in like a bajillion other palettes, so I don't think it's that different. So I think I should just make someone happy instead. But if you are looking for like one palette for like blush and eyeshadows and you have fair skin, especially if you're a little bit cooler, this is really, really gorgeous. A bunch of the products I'm getting rid of are not bad products. They're just products I just would not use enough to justify keeping. So keep that in mind. They're not horrible products. I have some of the Rimmel eyeshadow palettes. I had done a swatch video with these. The Grunge Glamour, there was only one color I really liked, so I'm not going to keep it for that one color. And then you have the one that looks like the Urban Decay Naked palette. And then this one is really pretty, the London Nudes culling. But I think I'm going to keep any. The Anastasia Beverly Hills, this is the Self-Made palette, which was limited edition, although not all the shades are limited edition. Pink Champagne is really popular. It's a gorgeous color. I love the deep purple shade. So I'm going to keep this, but I need to use it a little bit more than this. Too Faced Natural Eye Palette. This is just a classic. I feel like everyone that started watching YouTube a long time ago have seen this palette. It's super pretty, classic. And then I have the Natural Matte in double, so you know what's going on with this one. Makeup Forever eyeshadow palette. The colors I believe were not limited edition, just the palette per se. So I'm definitely keeping it. It's like right up my alley. I have the Makeup Forever Artist Shadow 4 palette, which I haven't touched, so I'm going to include this in a giveaway. And then last but not least, in this drawer I have the Balm Bon Appetit palette, which is really, really cool. I know it's kind of gimmicky, their whole thing, but this one I'm keeping for sure. It's so cute. And then the next one, yeah. I have this NARS Holiday palette, which I'm going to include in a giveaway. Another Rimmel palette. Too Faced Sweet Peach, love. I'm going to include it with the rest. I have my Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows and then some Makeup Geek ones. Oh, I have another sleek palette. Wow, I didn't realize how many sleek palettes I had. This one is the Garden of Eden, which I do really like for like this row, so for now I'm gonna keep it. If I don't use it enough, I'm gonna get rid of it. Lorac Unzipped, which is gorgeous. Stila In the Light palette. This one is in the color... No, it's In the Light. I always have like this hesitation when I'm like doing a declutter because this is not available anymore, but I do really like it. But at the same time, this color is not super blendable, Bliss, even though it's like right up my alley. And even this one, the Sandstone, it's not the most blendable color, but I really love Sunset and obviously Kitten, so I'm keeping it basically for those two colors, so oops. Too Faced Chocolate Bar. It took me a while to get it, but I don't regret it. The Semi-Sweet palette. Naked Palette 2, love. The new Tartelette Toasted, just got this, so obviously I'm keeping this. The Tartelette in Bloom. The Urban Decay Naked. BH Cosmetic Curly Bible, even though one of the highlighter exploded, I still think it's a great affordable palette. And then the Lorac Mega Pro palette, which was limited edition, although sometimes comes back in stock in the US somehow, somewhere on their website. So I'm keeping this even though you can't really get it easily anymore. So I think I can actually fit them all in one drawer. So this is the final 4D eyeshadow palettes. I still have too many. It all fits in there, although they won't all stay there forever. I have a display, so I'm going to put a couple on my table and everything, but everything fits still in one drawer, which is surprising, but happy with it. So these are used that I'm going to give to friends, and this is like all new that are going to giveaways or women's shelter. So I did pretty good. Like, I didn't think I was going to get rid of many because I don't buy them that easily, / I don't keep them in my collection directly if I'm not planning on keeping them. And keep in mind, there's a bunch more that are unused in my giveaway box, so not bad at all.